to Mr. Clicks Flicks. I am your host, as always, Mr. Clicks, working every day to bring you the best Hero Clicks channel available on YouTube. And today's video is the very first episode of Zero or Hero, which is going to be a series that I'm going to do, maybe a couple weeks after each set comes out that I want to review. And it's just going to be a quick thumbs up, thumbs down for the figures in the respective set that I'm going over. So today's is going to be Deadpool, since we've had a couple weeks to play with them, get to know them, love them, hate them, and like I said, just quick thumbs up, thumbs down. Maybe I'll give you a reason, maybe I won't. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one, Agent X, for 30 points. I don't really love them. I don't know. And also, whenever I'm looking at this stuff, it's I'm thinking about mostly 300 points. Generally competitive, but not hyper competitive. So Agency X, we're giving him a 0. 30 points, he's not really helping you too much. Headpool, Hero, can only deal 1 damage at a time, has exploit weakness. Pretty cool. Dogpool, I'm gonna give him a 0. Well, no, we'll make him a hero. 65 points, precision strike, has super senses, so he's not that bad. Keywords are a little limiting though, but animal's still not bad. Secret Empire agent. Do we really have to cover this? He's a 0. He's a 0 right now. They're not very good. Ultimatum soldier is I want to say that that they're not bad, so I guess I'll rate them a hero because they're only 35 points, but I don't really see them being that strong of a team. Their soldier's not a bad keyword, but ultimatum's not that great. So we'll rate them a hero just because of how cheap they are on points. Hand Ninja, hero, precision strike, can come back from the dead, can make a free close combat attack. Are you serious? And the Hydra team ability? Yeah, it's a hero. Weapon X Scientist 0, conditional TK, conditional outwit. No, thank you. That one can be kept far away from me. The Professor, as much as I was disappointed to pull it, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, he's pretty good. So he's getting a hero. Just the fact that he can't really be targeted, has Empower and Outwit. The conditional mind control is kind of cool, but I'm just basing my hero off the stuff you definitely get. And then the conditional stuff, if you haven't even been able to tell so far in this video, conditional stuff I tend to not rate too high. I like stuff that's easy to, if I do like the conditional thing, it normally has to be pretty easy. So Professor, 7B, hero. Colleen Wing, hero all the way. 55 points of just death and destruction. Precision strike, blades, claws, fangs, combat reflexes, flurry. This is ridiculous. Like I thought the one version of her from Amazing Spider-Man couldn't be better. They were like, here, take 20 points off, and she's still just as good. Misty Knight. I want to like her, but an 85-point leadership figure that doesn't really stand up too good on its own. I'm not a fan of, because leadership, you got to be the same points or higher. 85 points isn't a lot. 0. You're getting a 0. Misty Knight. Humbug, absolutely a hero in my opinion. Psyblast, Perplex, gets a little tougher the farther you go, and that special on his movement where it's penetrating damage for people occupying hindered terrain is just sick, and he's only 60 points. Silver Sable, again, this is another one that I want to rate a hero, but I can't do it. 30 points, 100 points, literally a third. Okay, no damage reducers. She makes some people better, but not great. Just my opinion. I'm rating her at a 0. Let's see your Weapon X. This is another one. I want to like it just because of the rocket hands and the shenanigans that are the rocket hands. But you lose 1 to your attack every time you use them. So you're looking at an 8 attack for at almost 100 points. He's supposed to be probably your main attacker, at least a good secondary attacker. and I don't know of any secondary attackers that I would take that have an 8 attack. So 0 for him. Anaconda, absolute hero. I like the fact that within 3, it's like they're adjacent to her, but she has a 3 range. So if you get against somebody that has a 0 range and you're 3 squares out and you plasticity them, they have no real way of breaking away other than getting a 6. You're able to hit them. They're not able to hit you. 90 points. She's a little pricey. You know, I wish she had a little bit less of a glass jaw, but she's a hero. I think that there'll be a few things that you're able to use her for. And animal is not a bad keyword. So we'll see how that one goes. Hammerhead has some uses, but I'm rating him a 0. I think Kingpin's better, and he does basically the same thing. Daredevil, hero. He's, first of all, Daredevil's like top 3 of my favorite characters of all time. So that makes me a little biased. But traded super senses? Are you serious? How can I not get a Spider-Man with traded super senses? You know, the AVX one had traded, but it was conditional where it was ranged only. But Daredevil gets true traded super senses. Are we being serious right now? Like, I mean, he should have it. You know, Daredevil should have it, but can I get some Spider-Man love someday, please? Like, whoever wins Gen Con, can you please make a Spider-Man? I know he's been made 1,000 times, but can you make him right one time? But this Daredevil is good. He has Precision Strike, Charge, Flurry, Traded Super Senses. Doesn't count against you for Heroes for Hire. I mean, Heroes for Hire stock rose tremendously on this Deadpool set. You know, not that it wasn't high before, but like you got a lot more support figures and stuff like that. So this is good. Avengers keywords always good. Martial arts good. So there's a good one. Animus, Animus. I don't know how you say the guy with the big head in the club. I originally hated him whenever I saw him previewed, and then just the more I look at him, the more he's a hero. Psyblast, Super Strength, and TK for 78 points, and he can morph into somebody else. Decent stats. Not an overwhelming defense, but he's 78 points. What were you expecting? And then Vamp, which is the one he can change into, is just phenomenal. Absolute hero. This is basically Hope Summers all over again with her Absorbo belt. So, again, another hero. Blind Owl. I 13 points. I have trouble saying anything other than hero. I mean, like, really, she's meant for just a Deadpool team, but at 13 points, you might be able to find something. But I'm gonna give her, I'm gonna rate her a 0 just because of how pigeonholed she is with her keywords and whatnot. Deadpool is the next one, the 19A. Actually, I don't like the full point version, but I like the 90 point version. So he's both at the same time, 0 and hero. Evil Deadpool hero, all the way 100 points. That backwards arm for better shooting. That's good. I like that power. Decent damage output the whole time. The regen power is pretty cool. Hero. Weasel, my steal of the set. I love this guy. The more I see him, the more I'm like, oh my goodness, how is everybody not up in arms over this individual? You know, only 3 clicks long, but he's only 27 points. Hydra keyword and Scientist keyword. 2 really good keywords. Agency X is picking up some steam in this set too, but they're not as widespread as the other 2. And I'm actually going to be doing a Team Spirit on this Weasel guy. I'm going to be running more than one of them and then another figure. So you'll see. Outlaw hero, 75 points, starts off at a range combat person, ends up close combat person. You know, 6 clicks long for 75 points. I'll take that all day long. Assassin keywords, not bad. Kidpool. I like that. I wanted to say hero, but he's 4 clicks long. Like, he can get blasted by secondary attacker right through. Like, shape change is all well and good, and he has a lot of offensive capabilities, but just not. I don't see it. There's somebody's that great. So 0. Black Cat, hero. Heroes for hire. Spider-Man family defenders. Has prob. Good up close with blades and stealth. Brings the defenders TA to the ability to the teams. Just all around good. And she's only 65 points. 65 points for all that. For true secondary attacker and support piece. You know, you look at her damage values and you're like, well, she's not a very good secondary attacker until you're like, well, wait a minute, she has blades. So she's pretty good. Whoops, skipped one. Number 1, again, like the Secret Empire agents, I'm not thrilled. I guess number 1 is supposed to be Evil Nixon or something, which, I mean, I kind of got a chuckle out of that, but 88 points, this guy's just bad. He's horrible. I feel like they wasted a slot. Flag Smasher, I want to like the running shot pulse wave combo, but 119 points. Not really a huge fan of it. Although I do like the special where he takes away team abilities. It's pretty cool. Agent Zero. This figure is so underrated in my opinion. It's just disgusting. The free action Force Blast to blast people away and then Psy Blast them for 3 is devastating. The fact he can only take 2 damage at a time is rude. And then he also has poison, and characters that are adjacent to him the opposing characters can't be healed, and instead they take 1 damage. All right, now it says not when they use regen, when they would be healed. So, you know, no special support where you'd be able to be adjacent to him somehow. No regen, no steal energy, no. So I really like him a lot. He has regen on his last click, pretty good. Domino. She's a hero. I like her. She's not bad. I'm still trying to figure out though if her infiltrate and assassination, if that's subject to the rule of 3 or not. I want to say yes, but I don't know. And like, there's been all kinds of wonky rulings lately, and so I'm not even sure anymore. But I like her a lot. Siren, hero hands down. She does so much for her team. Lady Bullseye, again, basically Amazing Spider-Man, Colleen Wing. Like she has the hand keyword and martial arts and assassin. She's just all around good. Like her damage values are low, but she has ways to get through reducers on every click. And for 72 points, she's good. Paladin 0. I don't like the idea of giving away team abilities. Elektra, I like her. 115 points. She's a little pricey, if I'm honest. A little bit of bias came in over her Fast Forces version, and I wanted to give her a 0. But she is pretty good. She's worth 115 points. Punisher, finally a Punisher that feels like Punisher. I love this guy. At 100 points, he brings a lot to the table. Here's for hire Marvel Knights Thunderbolts keyword. He's just really good. I can't get over how much I love this figure. Red Hulk, I'm not a fan. Like 150 points for somebody that ends up with a 9 attack. Like, no, I'm sorry. I haven't ever seen a Red Hulk that I felt was worth the points or that was even really good. But then again, that's other than Avengers movie Hulk and World Breaker. I haven't really felt like there was a Hulk that was worth it either. So, well, that's the Marvel 10th one too was pretty good too, the 87.1. But I don't care for Red Hulk. The Venom from the main set, hero. I like him. He brings for shield and thunderbolts and all that. Brings TK. He's nice up close attacker. I like that let the monster loose power. And the run and grab and web just has a lot of offensive potential. Mercy. I don't feel like she's worth 122 points. Sorry, I don't. And then, like, remember how I said I was a little biased over Elektra? I'm really biased over this. Like, the 50-point version and 75-point version of her that you can find in the Fast Forces are just so much better to where you're like, well, why did you even make the 122-point version? Bullseye, hero all the way. He's sick. He's disgusting. He's retarded. The Thunderbolts and Assassins, Dark Avengers are good, but like with what they're phasing out in the end of July, or I'm sorry, beginning of July, Dark Avengers isn't really going to help them too much if you play Modern. Lady Deadpool, my favorite of all the Deadpool. She's a hero all the way. 112 points, Perplex, Psyblast. That bottomless interdimensional satchel is pretty cool. Although you can't really count on it, but it's going to give you something useful. She's my favorite of the Deadpools. Copycat, if you guys are on the realms at all, you know that she's pretty good. She's a hero. Potential to just devastate your opposing team's strategy. She's just good. Constrictor, I like him. He's hero. Dr. Bong, 0. I don't like. I understand Pulse Wave, but I don't care for him. GW Bridge, hero. Just the stuff that he does with like the outwit and stuff like that, and the close combat or range combat experts, just silly for 68-point figure. Grasshopper, he's fun and all, but it's 0. 30. You're basically throwing away 33 points at that point. Black Talon. They tell us they're going to retire Galactic Guardians, and then we get Black Talon to replace Mole Man. Not as good as Mole Man, but under the right circumstances, I think he could be very effective on like a swarm team, like a monster swarm team. I put together some stuff to try to come up with something. So, but I like him a lot. Black Tom Cassidy, I love. The Shillelagh Heat, where he can use Force Blast, and when he does, roll a d6 and then half the result is penetrating damage for 57 points as a board control figure. I like him, and he has Smoke Cloud and Stealth. He's good. Genesis, I'm gonna give him a 0. His best trick is that he can give you Horseman of Apocalypse TA, and that's not until he's halfway dead. Keyword, not team ability. Shroud is hero all the way for me. Heroes for hire, keyword, martial art, mystical. Basically, he's mobile blocking terrain with the free action smoke cloud and whatnot. I like him a lot. A little bit soft, but I like him. Shang-Chi, hero all the way, 90 points of just death. I like him. Cat, which is the prime for Shang-Chi, 81 points is, like all primes, is just ridiculous for the points. His trait is ridiculous, and I think it's gonna be a big thing in big tournaments this year for against resources. Blink, again, hero, like her. Combat reflexes and super senses, I feel like, is a good combo. The group teleport and blink and you'll miss me are all just sick. And she has pretty decent stats. So, hero. Next up is Deadpool and Bob. I don't know, for 200 points they feel might pricey. Because you can just skip over those clicks with Invincible, which I don't even really care for as a power in the first place. So, I'm giving them a 0. They're just they're too many points. X-23 and Banshee, or looking at the next one down. Wolverine and X-23. Hero, 168 points. Basically can't be targeted until you get there if you play him right. They got Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Flurry. That double healing factor is really good. Just all around good. X-Force, X-Men are good keywords. Weapon X got better with this set. Banshee, hero all the way, 98 points. I think he's going to be a really competitive figure. Just with the it's gonna get a little loud, and then also the pulse wave that he has, and he's only 98 points. His flyer 8 range is huge nowadays, so I like him. Cable, um, I like him, but I don't love him. 163 points seems a little high for what I interpret is basically a support figure, but I'm gonna give him hero just because he has decent damage output, and the support powers that he does have, outwit, probability control, are good. Leadership, the 163 points makes it so that it's worth him having leadership. Good keywords. Hero. Speed Demon. This is the first time that I think that the regular version is actually better than the Prime version of something. Speed Demon's sick. He single-handedly carried my team that I played last week or the week before. I played a Masters of Evil theme team and used the Chaos War Baron Zemo for the Thunderbolts initiative, so everybody ended up being Thunderbolts, and I ran him on that, and that Speed Cyclone uplift that's traded is just sick. You're talking about a speedster that can realistically deal 6 damage, which is just ridiculous, and that's before we even start talking about resources. So that's just retarded. 110 points. Not bad. You know, you still have plenty of room for support and another good attacker. He's deadly his whole dial, even though he's only 6 clicks long. Heroes for Hire, Scientists, and Thunderbolts are all really good keywords. This guy by himself made me sad the AIM agents are retiring, because I wanted to run him with the Phoenix Force and just as many AIM agents as I could fit on, and just go to town and for a Scientist theme team. But hero all the way. And then there's his Prime version, Whizzer, 120 points, so 10 points more. Has combat reflexes and super sense, so his defense is a little better. And that's about it. Free action, make a second close combat attack. So he basically has the hypersonic special that Speed Demon has at the end of his dial, at the beginning of his dial. So he's worth the 120 points. Don't get me wrong. He's hero, but I think Speed Demon's better. Armin Zola, 125 points. Believe it or not, I hated him when I first saw him, but the more I think about the teams he can go on, the more I like him. So he's a hero, especially when you start talking about the Gwen Stacy clones with Perplex. This guy could get out of hand fast on the right team in the right hands. Thorpool, hero, long dial. 215 points is a little pricey, but when you start talking about all the word balloons and stuff that can go on people, on all the Deadpools, he's pretty good. Asgardian keywords good. Assassins okay. Weapon X, like I said, got better in this set. T-Ray, man, this guy, he goes up and down. He was like a above average figure. Then he was I don't know how you couldn't play him good figure, and now he's back to an above average figure. Just because of how they keep going back and forth on the special on his movement. I think he's still really good, especially for the fact that if for nothing else, you can pick the attack power that you want. So I'm going to do a Team Spirit on him to show you how I'd use him. But he's really good. Mystic's team ability, Mystical, Martial Artist, and Assassin are all good keywords. Hero on there, only 120 points. T-Mat, 255 points. He's a stud. You know, he's limited by his movement because you can't really fit too much at 300 points with him. Now, if we're talking 400 points, now we're talking about the Craven Prime, so you can free move. Now we're talking about a powerhouse. But this guy's pretty good. I wish they would have traded out just for straight impervious instead of invincible. Like I said, that's out of the pink powers. I really don't like that one. I only rate it slightly better than toughness. But hero. Typhoid Mary, Bloody Mary. 100 points. I don't really like him. I think it's a cool mechanic and all, but not my favorite piece in the set, so there is 0. Kingpin basically does all the stuff a Hammerhead, but better, and he's 28 points more, I think, right about there. And he's definitely worth 28 points more. Hero all the way. Assassin, Hydra, martial art, and hand are the good keywords that he has. He also has politician and ruler, which are a little harder to work around. But hero, he's just pretty good. Superior Spider-Man. Even though it's not Peter Parker, this is finally Spider-Man that I really like, especially when you start talking about him with the spider bots. You know, to give him, you know, basically to where you need a 3, 4, 5, or 6 on super senses to succeed is just ridiculous. Good offensive capability. The ridding myself of the weakling Parker is just a good thing. A little pricey at 160 points, but he's worth it. 8 clicks long. Good support powers, just all around a hoss. And then all the chases are something that I'm not going to cover today, because those are just, I mean, they're all good. They're all going to be heroes anyway. I feel like they're all pretty good. And the spider bots, both of them have their place. Although I like the Mark 1 a little bit better just on its own, because it has the exploit weakness, and I also like the what it does for Superior Spider-Man better. Not that the Mark 2 isn't worth it. I just like the Mark 1 better. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today in this very first episode of Zero or Hero. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you stuck it out. I know that it got a little long. But like I said, that's all I got for you today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to view my HeroClix videos as they become available. Till next time, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.